So it's controlling the emotional impact that any particular moment has on you.
Right.
It's re-energizing yourself at some level. When we've compared it to the power to face and the power to tolerate, one you describe in the case of tolerate as a power of giving in a moment when you might least be inclined to give, right? And the other is in the power to confront, and I think that we've used that word very specifically when we talk about facing. How do they compare? How do they contrast with this power to withdraw?
Withdraw. I want you to imagine the scenario, you as a spiritual warrior, not a physical warrior, but a spiritual warrior. And you're on a battlefield, and let's say you're fighting your illusions. It's a good one to fight, is fight your illusions and debunk all the illusions that you're sitting in. And so let's say you're fighting your illusions, or let's say I'm fighting my illusions. I would need all of these powers to be able to fight my illusions. For example, if I'm in battle with an illusion that if I tell you off, that you're really, someone is ticking me off and I'm going to really go tell them off. Right?
And the illusion is that that's the best.
That's the best option. Instead of whatever I need to do, that, or instant gratification. The illusion is that instant gratification is going to make me happy. But we all know, research has proven that instant gratification, if you delay, it actually makes you more happier. So the illusion you're fighting is instant gratification. And so what you would need is, when you go in, is you would need the power to tolerate, because you're fighting a battle. And you would need the power to tolerate, to stay in the war, to stay fighting it, that you're not giving up and you're not letting your illusion win. You need the power to tolerate because you need to have a whole story. Because only when you stay on the battlefield and keep fighting it will you get the whole story. If you give up instantly, you're not going to get the whole story.
You say the whole story, what do you mean?
The whole story about the illusion in this case, the whole story about instant gratification.
So you see it fully for what it is.
Yeah, it's fully for what it is. So you need to hang on, you need to persist. You know, recently I was reading somewhere that that's one of the 7 or 8 steps to success. You need to keep persisting, and that's what the power to tolerate is. You just need to stay there and give whatever you need to give in that situation to keep there. And the power to face is you are confronting your own weaknesses in that situation. You're confronting your weaknesses, you're confronting your insecurities, and also you're facing your responsibilities. What is my responsibility? Why do I need to debunk this instant gratification illusion? And the power to withdraw is that you are plugging into your role, you're plugging into your story, and you're unplugging from the story. You're disconnecting and connecting from the story and taking yourself away from that story.
Now, this could be an iterative process. I could be in that particular spiritual battle that you described. Withdraw and re-engage, all within the same battle.
Yeah.
Well, then of course it suggests another question, and that is if in the middle of a day or the middle of a meeting, wherever it is, that I feel that need, unless I look like somebody with narcolepsy and I just suddenly fall asleep, I don't know how I achieve the withdrawal without having people check my pulse.
Calling 911.
Right. Are we really talking
No,
about
yes, actually that's
stopping?
a very good question. That's a very good question. Because I was thinking, there is a practice we do in the Brahma Kumaris. I don't know if I've ever shared with you, but we meditate with our eyes open.
You mean, so when I was sitting there with my eyes closed the whole time, everyone else had their eyes open?
Yes. So we always meditate with our eyes open, and for that specific reason we meditate with our eyes open, because we train ourselves to withdraw while in situations.
How would I know that you've done that?
Other people need not know that you need to know, because you need to get strength from your source. So that's why you withdraw, and then you regroup, you rest, you protect yourself, whatever you have to do, you do, and then you come back in. But you are able to do that without people calling 911 or feeling your pulse if you learn to meditate with your eyes open.
So I understand the physical difference between one and the other, but what's the mental difference between meditating with your eyes open and meditating with your eyes closed? I mean, it sounds like a particularly tough piece of multitasking to me.
It's not. You can train yourself to do anything in the world. And that's why you train yourself to begin with. There are few reasons why you would need to meditate with your eyes open. One is you are able to meditate or use the powers everywhere, anywhere, or any aspect of strength, centering practice, wherever you are. Your boss is yelling at you, you're able to do it. Your colleague is not doing whatever he's supposed to be doing, you're able to do it. So because this is when it's real life, because these powers really are actually about practical real life. And so you're able to bring that into practical real life. That's one reason. The other reason is you don't fall asleep.
Well, right. And when you close your eyes, there's a better chance.
A better chance of you falling asleep.
But again, that's the physical part of it. But how do we have a conversation? How do you engage in a meeting or any of the other things that you might be required to do if at the same time that meeting or that conversation is underway, you've withdrawn? Is it possible, I guess, to imagine that we are doing both at the same time?
No, you can do. You're in a meeting and you're withdrawing.
Yes.
The withdrawing is just for a minute. In the meeting, you're not always asked to be on. There are many times other people are talking, they're saying whatever they need to be saying,
but are you paying attention if at the same time that I'm speaking, you're connecting with your inner self?
Yes, because it's not about completely separating yourself. It's about being there, but playing your part in a way that gives strength and resilience to both you and the other person. So yes, you can do both things. We think all the time, during the day, even in the meeting, you're not always thinking about what the other person is saying. I mean, yeah, you're not.
Right.
And so
we want everyone to think that.
No, and we all know that. We might as well admit it, that we are not always thinking about what the other person is saying. There's so many times you're thinking about something else. And so in this case, you're just thinking about things that are going to really give you strength, going to give you inner power.